Gonna dive into electrical today. They take up more room than you think. I actually spent the night right here. Today we're gonna go do some shopping. I generally try to work with the natural. It's not that complicated. A lot of traffic. I'm just not into the traffic. Yeah, I guess it wasn't what I expected. Now I'm getting into more traffic and getting out of the backcountry. So I made it all the way back to Victoria. So let me tell you what happened. I don't know. I mean, my heart was pretty well set on going to the ocean. To a place that was easy to access, that I could cast my line out in the water and hopefully catch a salmon. And as it turned out, there was really only a couple spots where I could, easily access the water and do that exact thing. There was a lot of private property, or there was a lot of forest in between me and the ocean. And the private property access, well, it's pretty well out of the question. The few public accesses points that I found, the water was really shallow and pretty weedy. I did try it out anyway, but it was, it was just a little bit of a challenge. Plus I was, fumbling around with my gear a little bit, trying to figure out that bait cast rod that's right up behind me here. It's been a while since I used one of those things, and I don't know, that was how it is. And then I just kept driving, and then before you knew it, it was just private property, a lot of private property, and almost no access until I got to Souk. And then when I was there, I figured I might as well just drive all the way into Langford and get myself a shower. So that's what I did. Now I'm here. Now that I'm back here, I'm going to kind of transition into more work stuff. So I've got to do a little bit of stuff for the yoga studios. There's some emails and a couple missed calls that I had while I was out there. And it's just stuff that I got to follow up on, and I can do that from here. And then I'll get ready for this Sprinter van that's going to be coming up here in a few days. So I got to do a little bit of research and stuff into that. Gonna dive into electrical today when it's windy and it's cool. And then right up in here.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
Yeah. Put them over, more over this axle and stuff, and having to weight a little bit more forwards makes sense. And then we're gonna. Was that the idea? I forget what we talked about.
I thought we were going to do everything on this top shelf, predominantly. And leave one for gear, but I don't really care.
Yeah, but I already established, this much room, that's not enough for all the gear. I mean,
no.
Even the inverters. So.
And actually, honestly, this space up here is going to be useless. So it's almost better to put everything to the front.
Yeah, because you're accessing that through the back.
Yeah, exactly. So having the battery here, who cares? I can still jam stuff against it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you could have a little partition right there.
Yeah,
too,
I may do that, yeah.
Yeah, and then...
So inverter, we want as close to the batteries as possible, right? So maybe up there?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to go somewhere in here. The thing is it's got some pretty big cables coming off of both sides of it. You're going to have the big ones here, so you're going to need, a bit of room for that. It's maybe there. Mm-hmm. And this is going to be pretty well unusable space because of it. And then on this side, you're also this much space in front of it that's unusable. So they take up more room than you think because of that. Mm-hmm. So
okay, well let's
just situating all this stuff, because we're gonna need actually a little bit more space to put it all in. We still have to get the bus bars and stuff like that. And this part's just thinking. I actually spent the night right here. And Nick's Sprinter's right there. And yesterday I got all the things mapped out that I needed to. It was kind of later in the evening by the time I finished everything up. There was, you know, bits of chit chat and stuff like that in between everything. And my cousin Steven came by to visit, and then after everything was all said and done, we went out and had some wings last night, which was nice. Anyway, today we're gonna go do some shopping. First stop is done. I better put on my safety belt.
Where are we headed now? Fastener Force? Probably, eh?
Yeah, fastener force. We did all the shopping this morning. All that stuff is sitting up in front of the passenger seat right now. I think the bill was about $1,200 thereabouts for all the wire and some of the fuses and stuff like that. It wasn't a lot of gear because you have to remember, he's already got his inverter, his charger, all that extra stuff, and his batteries and all that sort of thing. But just the wiring, you know, that's mostly the cost there. So Nick is a little bit behind on a few things in terms of just getting it all ready for me, but we're pretty close. I'm probably going to be hanging out here for, I don't know. You might be able to have all this in there tonight. It would be good, because then I can get started on this tomorrow morning, and that would be great. I'm only kind of feeling a little bit like, I suppose, a little bit tired, because I don't know. I don't really want to hang out in Victoria so much. It's a beautiful place, but I just find it's quite busy here right now, and I know there's a part of me that wants to be in a little bit of a quieter space. And going a little further up island, there's something that's appealing about that. But I got all these things going on right now that are drawing my attention. So there's that too. There we go. Okay, so as I'm putting this crimp inside this crimper, I'm orienting it so that it's facing one way. In this case, this line here is parallel with the back surface of the crimper itself. The way the wires are is these big wires, they don't like to twist that much. So I generally try to work with the natural turn in the wire itself, or the coil. So I've stripped it back, and in this case, what I'm going to do is I want that parallel line to go in line with the curve. Make sure I get all the strands inside that lug. There we go. So I want the curve to go like so. So what I'll do is I'll hold it in the crimper how I want it, and I'll get it going. So I'll just actuate the handle, I guess, until it's got a good grip of it, and it's butted right up in there. All the wires are pushed up right up into the back of the lug itself. So at this point, I can just give it a go. And there we go, that's it. And then release this, and that's it. And that also makes like a nice crimp across the face of it, stamps it right above this stamp. It's not really needed, you could orient it the other way, but anyway, the main thing is that it's crimped the way I want it to be crimped. And here's a finished one where they're both in line like so. And the reason I did it like that is because this is going to be the parallel wires on the top of the batteries here. So it's going to go like that, and it already puts the lug flat against the terminal here without me having to twist it about. So that's the idea with that. Make us busy van building. Okay, this is what I got done today. Nick's just gonna button up these batteries. He's got to take the van out and move some furniture with it. So anyway, there we go. It was quite a bit of progress. Now I'll go over all this stuff with you guys, but I'm gonna save that for later because he's got to get going. But really happy that I had a full day in here and I was just able to get a lot done. And I'm getting better at this, faster, more efficient, because I've done this a few times. I can be like, nope, before I do this I better hook up all these things. So it's nice to have that sort of, I don't know, strategy. All right, buddy.
Okay, here we go.
Cool. We'll give this a little blow, like clean up when you're done here. A blow job.
Oh, a blow job.
Blow job.
A Milwaukee Blow Job.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds exotic.
So I'm going to wrap this up for today. We're going to go out and get some wings at a little place nearby. We just had some salmon, which was really good. Michaela made that, and we're all still feeling a little bit hungry. So there's this little restaurant down the way. We're just going to go there and get some wings. Anyway, that's it for today. I still got to hook this up to the Mercedes, and that's going to happen tomorrow after we get this cabinet that Nick's been working on. He just started working on this today. We had a big discussion about how to do the layout. I'm going to give him a hand with that in the morning. And then once all that's in there, then I can proceed to hook this up to the Mercedes and get his main control panel all done up. And then later I'll meet up with him again, and then we'll do the rear control panel, which is going to go back here, hook up his air compressor, and then there's going to be another control panel in this counter that he's building here. So probably do those two things together at a later date. But it's going well so far. This is probably the cleanest and best electrical job I've done in a van ever. So it's I'm pretty proud of the work in here. And it's really clean. It looks really good. Check it out. I'm not going to explain all this just yet, but I will. And even if I did explain it, I don't know if it's really going to land for a lot of you guys and if you really care to know, but I will talk about it anyway. But it looks pretty complicated. It's not that complicated, but some people would be really interested. And there's a few components and changes I did about my basic layout. This setup is really good. Really like it. So I'll probably do a similar, I'd use some of these components in my next build. So, but yeah, this thing's great. And got a couple terminal fuses here with some cables on the back of this switch as well, which was a nice clean way to put that. So this fuse is for the charger, power going into the batteries. This fuse is for the inverter. And then this one goes up and into this thing, which distributes everything out to the DC, appliances and stuff like that. So he's got remote areas with extra fuses. So that's why we went with this setup, but it's really cool. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I'm going to see you tomorrow, which is probably in like 3, 2, 1. Something like that. As far as the next outing to go fishing and stuff like that, I don't know when exactly it's going to be. It'll probably be after I finish the Sprinter off. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go back to this area. I'd like to go back to Port Renfrew. The place has definitely got some beauty and character there that I didn't really take enough time to really appreciate. I was just kind of cruising through that area pretty quickly because I just had this idea to get to the beaches and the ocean and stuff like that. But it wasn't exactly what I thought. But Port Renfrew is really beautiful. There's so much there to experience and soak in. And had I given it more time, I'm pretty sure I would have got onto some good shore fishing in that area. And of course, if I had the money and possibly a cooler and a destination freezer, like a freezer at a destination that I could get fish to, then I might go and do the whole, let's go out in a boat kind of thing and catch some fish. So, and then that drive between Cowichan Lake and Port Renfrew was amazing. I really liked that drive through the mountains there. Those two lakes were really beautiful, and the big trees. There's a couple in there that I didn't go and visit, so I'll have to do that drive again and check it out with a bit more time next time. A bit more time. Yeah, I could take a week going through that little section. It was really beautiful. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up and get to work on this stuff that I gotta do. So we'll catch you soon. We'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and take care of yourself. Bye for now. Not having much luck with the fishing rod, and there's a wicked amount of weeds out there. So every cast I get weeds in there on my line. And because it's a bait cast reel, it's been a long time since I've used one. And well, can we just say I'm a bit rusty at it.